Good morning, everyone, and a Guten Chodesh. I hope and pray that indeed this month of Tammuz will turn into what Zechariah the prophet said, L'sason, u'lesimcha, u'lemoadim tovim. It should be yontivs and happy days. And Be'ezrat Hashem, I hope we get there sooner than later. This Spectator Minyaner for ridiculous things in Shul, in memory of Lucy, Maya, and Rina D. Zechorna Livracha. I admit that I am giving you today the most ridiculous thing I saw in a long, long time. And I admit that I don't find an excuse for it. I am absolutely prepared that everyone's going to tell me, he made a mistake, it's an honest mistake, it happens, people misspeak. But this one, I have to admit, was the first for me, and I think it absolutely is on the top of the list. So a Chazzan got up there, he's saying the regular Chazarat Hashatz that we say every day. And he said as follows. He said, Modim, Baruch Atah Hashem, Hatov Shimcha Ulechana Elodot. Then he said, Baruch Atah Hashem Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'kedushato shel Aaron v'tzivanu levarech et amo Yisrael be'ahava. In other words, he was looking in his siddur. He saw that the next bracha after Hatov Shimcha Ulechana Elodot is the bracha that we call the Birkat HaMitzvah on Duchening. And he just said it. Now, this is not a Chazzan that just started to daven. He made an honest mistake. This is someone that has been from birth, has been davening for the majority of his life, and I put him at about 20, 22 years old. He actually pronounced all the Hebrew words perfectly. In other words, he knew how to say them, and it looked like he says them every day. So how can he make a mistake and say the bracha for Duchening that's only for Kohanim? First of all, the bracha is totally different from all the brachos of Shmoneh Esrei. It says, Asher kedishanu b'kedushato shel Aharon, the normal formula we use before we do a mitzvah, not Baruch Atah Hashem and then the subject as we do in the Shmoneh Esrei. And number two, he hasn't been in davening his whole life that he doesn't know this is duchening, this is not for the Chazzan to say. I find it very, very surprising, and allow me to share one of the most beautiful chidushim of Reb Chaim Brisker. Reb Chaim Brisker said that in terms of understanding the words of davening, it's great, but it's only ma'akev in the first bracha of the Amidah. But to know that you're standing before God, and to know that you're saying the words of davening, that's ma'akev in the entire davening. If you don't know that, you should daven again. Now that might look like a big chumrah, and some have said that against Reb Chaim, but I believe it's true. Namely, maybe I don't understand every word of the Shmoneh Esrei, but if I don't know I'm saying the words of Shmoneh Esrei, and not the words of Duchening, not the words that have nothing to do with me as a davener or as a Chazzan, then something is very, very wrong in your davening. And I believe, and as I told this gentleman, I believe it's time to go over davening again, in order to make it more real, in order to make it something that is more tangible, in order to make it something more significant in your eyes, so that a ridiculous thing like a Chazzan saying the Duchening won't happen again. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.